Hello dear Igraspers. Welcome on another Igraasp capsule for your weekly dose of being future ready. The more you are in a state of gratitude, the more you will attract things to be grateful for. So let's get ready and step up to expressing our gratitude for everything around us. The highlights of today's capsule are: PM announces free vaccine for all above 18 years. 300-foot massive sinkhole mysteriously appears in Mexico. Trillions of buzzing cicadas emerge in the US after 17 years. 18 million trees to be planted in the next 10 years across Glasgow to tackle climate change. Scientists discover chocolate frogs in New Guinea. NASA announces 2 missions to study Venus. Euro 2020 kicks off. And last but definitely not the least, our F2 segment. It is now time to begin with the national news segment.
In his address to the nation last Monday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that the central government would revert to a system wherein they would take charge of all COVID-19 vaccinations. He further announced that from June 21, all citizens above the age of 18 years will get free vaccines, and asserted that the vaccine supply would be increased significantly in the country in the coming days. So Igraaspers, if you know anyone in your family or friends who hasn't been able to get vaccinated yet, tell them to definitely try after the 21st of June. Collectively, we can fight this disease.
A huge sinkhole has appeared near Mexico that is thought to be over 300 feet. This crater is believed to be 60 feet deep and is threatening the houses in the nearby area. The governor of the area has warned the local residents to keep away from the site, with authorities believing that what caused this was a geological fault or variations in the soil's water content. The governor assured the people that the legislature was doing all in its power to contain the situation and that due to the government's quick response, no one was harmed.
Trillions of cicadas have invaded the United States in a cycle of birth that has taken 17 years. There are over 3,400 species of cicadas, and after spending 17 years underground, they emerge in the overworld to buzz, mate, and die in just 3 weeks. While this is quite tragic, the cicadas really help the environment, as once they die, they add a lot of nourishment in the soil. Their 17-year life cycle is an evolutionary process 300,000 years in the making, with it being done to prevent genetic defects. The cicadas are a really fascinating species, and with them only coming once every 17 years, Americans are trying their best to take some good photos of them.
Glasgow will be planting 18 million trees over the next 10 years to combat climate change. A new urban forest is being planted, with 10 trees being planted for each man, woman and child in the city region. The city of Glasgow has close to 29,000 hectares of woodlands, but due to fragmented urban development, the new project is aiming to connect these woodlands to restore nature and boost biodiversity. The project has secured £400,000 of funding through a grant, and the Scottish Forest Service will take 2 years to form a team to kickstart the planting activities.
Igraspers, are you aware that scientists have found a new species of frog and have named it the chocolate frog? Now please don't try to eat it. It's been called that due to its brown colored skin and is said to have been discovered in the forests of New Guinea. It's a distant relative of the very commonly found tree frog in Australia and is said to have migrated to Guinea 10,000 years ago when the two land masses were still joined together. In fact, many naturalists and scientists say they look forward towards the island of New Guinea to understand the unique nature of Australia's flora and fauna.
Tagore Government Arts and Science College in Puducherry is distinctively known for its lush green and vibrant ecosystem grown on campus by college principal Mr. Shashikant Dash. After a period of 4 years of consistent effort and dedication, he converted 8 acres of treeless land into a mini forest and orchard. Today, the green cover boasts of plants, wildlife, and oxygen-rich air coming from trees. It houses orchards of nutritious fruits and land for growing seasonal vegetables too. Recently, they even drew honey from honeycombs. What an example of barrenness to fruitfulness!
NASA has a space program called Discovery that gives scientists and engineers an opportunity to study the solar system and develop missions that are funded by NASA. The new mission is to study the planet Venus's atmosphere to understand its landscape better. It is hoping to understand its terrestrial origins and whether there was ever water on the surface of the planet. It will also study something called tesserae, which is the heavily deformed terrain unique to the planet. These missions will be launched between the years 2028 and 2030. So Igraspers, if you could study one planet in our solar system, which would it be? Let us know your answers in the comment section below.
Australia is building a super telescope with the aim of fixing a problem most telescopes face: blurred images caused by atmospheric conditions. This telescope will help Australian scientists to explore how the first stars formed more than 13 billion years ago. This is due to the fact that when astronomers use a telescope, they're looking back in time, as it takes a while for light to reach the telescope from distant places. The telescope will be placed in Chile and will take 7 years to build at a cost of $44 million.
The Euro 2020 kicked off this week with all the top countries in Europe competing to see who can come out on top. The tournament also decided to keep its theme due to last year being significant, marking the 60th anniversary of the European Football Championship. The board of UEFA also stated that the name remains same as a reminder of how the world football family came together to respond to the extraordinary circumstances of the COVID-19 pandemic, of difficult times that Europe and the world had to go through in 2020. So, who are you supporting this year? Igraspers? Let us know in the comment section below.
If you aren't much of a football fan and are wondering when will the cricketing action return, well, you do not have to wait too long, as the World Test Championship final is soon to begin next week, with India taking on New Zealand for the trophy. If that doesn't satisfy you enough, Sourav Ganguly, the president of the BCCI, has announced that the IPL could be returning right before the Men's T20 World Cup. So don't worry, cricket lovers, you'll have plenty of cricketing action coming to you soon.
The Sports Authority of India will be hosting a quiz titled Fit India Quiz for school students as part of the Fit India movement. The prize money being offered is 3 crores for both schools and participants. There are going to be several rounds with registrations opening on July 1st till July 31st. This quiz will be open to all students who are in CBSE schools, and they can register for the first round, which will be conducted online by the National Testing Agency. So, Igraspers, get yourself ready and step up by preparing for this quiz.
Florence, capital of Italy's Tuscany region, is home to many masterpieces of Renaissance art and architecture. One of its most iconic, Medici Chapel, was designed by Michelangelo di Lodovico Buonarroti Simone. The sculptures here on display have stood the test of time to captivate centuries worth of viewers. Unfortunately, all that time also led to crime building up on these very sculptures. Researchers dedicated much of the past decade to cleaning the chapel, but a few obstinate spots remained. Recently, however, a group of scientists and historians identified an unconventional tool, bacteria as a method of cleaning up stains that had lingered for years. The microbes devoured oil, glue, and phosphates, removing discoloration and other buildup. Interesting, isn't it?
Contemporary artist Salvatore Garau created an invisible sculpture titled Lo Sono, which translates to I am. The sculpture, which doesn't physically exist, sold for rupees 13.3 lakh at an auction in Italy last month. The artist claims the sculpture is in the mind of the creator and is literally made of nothing. He said its significance is in nothingness. Garau, who is 67, also exhibited another invisible sculpture titled Buddha in Contemplation in Milan, defined by a square of tape on a cobblestone walkway. Doesn't this remind you of the story we all heard as kids? The Emperor's New Clothes, where the clothes actually didn't exist.
The word of the week is durable, which means the quality of being able to last long without spoiling or decaying. Buy things that are durable so they can be used for longer and put less pressure on our planet. The riddle of the week is: I can see without an eye and am created by carpenters. What am I? I am a keyhole.
Can you guess who? This politician and retired police officer was the first female to become an officer in the Indian Police Service. For introducing reforms at the Har Jail in Delhi, she won the prestigious Ramon Magsaysay Award. She was also the first Indian and first female to be appointed as the head of United Nations Police. I knew you would get it. It is the most honorable Dr. Kiran Bedi. Did you know that before earning many laurels for her police and social services, during teenage, she was a national junior tennis champion? Truly, a fit body leads to a fit mind. We salute you, Dr. Bedi.
Did you know that diamond is the hardest naturally occurring substance in nature? It is made of crystallized carbon. The same carbon makes graphite, which is used in our humble pencils. Fascinating, isn't it?
What is the world's largest diamond called, and where was it found? Send your answers to contact us at igraasp.com. Ostriches are native to Africa. They are found in the savanna grasslands where the temperatures are warmer around the year. This certificate of appreciation is presented to Ojas Lutt of Scottish High International School for successfully participating in the weekly quiz on India's leading news capsule for tweens, Igraasp.
Dear iGraspers, this week we're meeting Despero, a little mouse with a fascinating story. Despero is taken up with stories of gallant knights rescuing beautiful princesses. When he falls in love with a human princess who is then kidnapped, he sounds up his brave inner knight in his own inimitable style. Catch this fascinating tale and share your feedback on igraasp.com/iClub.
With this, we come to the end of our news wrap. Start each day with a grateful heart. Count your blessings. A clean glass of water is a blessing. A fresh set of clothes too. We have too much to be extremely thankful for, iGraspers. Until we meet again, fill your heart with thank yous and express them too. See you next week.